Welcome back to the Curious Yapper. I'm Madison, your host and favorite yapper. I am trying to make sure my phone has enough storage, so I'm just going to go through two big highlights from the last time I saw you. I didn't record last week, which meant we didn't get to connect after the 4th of July. Last year, my sister was in town for the 4th of July, and we fell asleep before we were making it to any fireworks. So this was my first year to experience fireworks in the Pacific Northwest. And growing up outside of in the DFW area, fireworks were banned, and a lot of it is just suburbs. And so from my experience, they were banned, and so you didn't do it. You might hear the occasional firecracker in someone's neighborhood, but from my experience, that was kind of about it. I don't know if that's because I was a rule follower or what, but I heard the rules where we live now and it says no fireworks. So I said, okay, makes sense, and I'm just gonna respect the rules and what they are. Sometimes in my life, I'm gonna test the rules, test the boundaries, but for the 4th of July, I'm not really a fire girl. That kind of stuff kind of scares me. Anyways, Evan and I go to a park, the one that we do the stairs at, and we were planning to watch a fireworks show from afar. And this park was not supposed to have any fireworks in any way, and yeah, we were just going to this park that we would be able to see other fireworks displays. Something else about being in the Pacific Northwest is when we're in July, it does not get dark until dark until about 10 p.m. So whereas you might see some fireworks shows in Texas around 9 o'clock or 8:45, whatever, when the sun goes down, here it was not until 10 p.m. So I'm an early riser, go to bed early, so we're already pushing it. Evan and I arrive to the park, we get out our picnic blanket, and we're just watching. Still pretty light outside. We got there about an hour before we thought it was gonna start, and now we get to see the sun go down. Lots of kids are out, lots of people are here at this park, and we're having a good old time. As we were walking in, we saw some people with some fireworks, just like the small things, and it seemed like the ones that you throw and make the sound. I'm blanking on the name. Anyways, la 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 la. We're just relaxing, waiting for fireworks, doing lots of people watching. Some fireworks start to happen. So you're just looking at the fountain ones that are just, on the ground. They go about maybe 3 feet high, something like that. Cool, whatever. Then all of a sudden we see the big ones, like a true city's firework display, the big ones that go high in the sky, explode, all the colors, so on and so forth. Those are happening at the park where we were, and this was not an official event. So these were just like some teenage boys that had fireworks. They must have spent $500 to $1,000 on their fireworks. We ended up having an entire fireworks show before the fireworks we intended to see happened. And they were doing it on the sidewalk, so it felt fine, but also we live around a lot of trees now, and it just we were not expecting that, so overstimulation was definitely happening. Anyways, absolutely blew my mind that people were doing fireworks, like the big fireworks. And then that was fine and dandy. They were probably about 100 feet away from us, I would say. And so that felt okay. It was giving me anxiety watching these kiddos with their sparklers be on the grass where the dead grass is, and just in my mind I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is fire season, what are we doing? Nothing ends up happening, but it is the anxiety running in my head, and it was very hard to watch people with fire around, and I'm like, rules? What are rules? Anyways, that was our first 4th of July experience, and there was another group of people that now are like 30 feet from us, maybe 50. Am I exaggerating? I don't really know. It felt close, and it felt like 30 feet. Let's be real. Anyways, they're probably in their upper 20s, maybe 30s, and I believe they're intoxicated, and they're lighting some bigger fireworks. They're not as centered in the sidewalk as these teenagers were. Teenagers did a great job. Anyways, overstimulated. The whole point to going to this park was to see fireworks. We saw the fireworks and we're like, okay, let's go, because this is not worth the anxiety that it is creating. So we ended up leaving, and on our way back, there were so many fireworks, and those were not official fireworks. So I don't know if I just lived in a bubble because I am from outside of Dallas or what, but that blew my mind. I went to the office on Monday and shared to everyone my experience, and they just laughed and they're like, yeah, no one really follows that rule. And I'm like, okay, didn't know. And I don't really have a problem with people breaking their rules, but it just felt really close to me. And I was like, am I safe? So that was our experience. Pretty funny. The day after that was Sunday. I had my puzzle group with those ladies from my game group, and it was really fun. The next big thing I'll talk about is I just had a birthday. So it has been a journey to be excited and feel like I'm good with celebrating my birthday. I don't love attention, and so I'm working through that, and I've done iterations. I do a journal, and so I've gotten to see what I've done in my previous years for my birthday, and always done some of the family things, but like the friend celebrations once I became an adult didn't always feel like I could do all of that. Anyways, the past couple years since therapy, I've been changing that. And what's really special, if you've been here since the beginning of the Yapper, you know I really struggled with community. And what's really, really sweet is that I am now seeing the benefits of what I have tried to sow into the community around me. So, first of all, one of my colleagues who is also a friend was really sweet and got me this game. It's called Self-Love. It's apparently a whole brand, and there's different cards inside, and I picked one earlier that just happens to be this. And one of the cards that it says, this is level 1, which is your past. One of the cards says, what do you no longer settle for? And so I think one of the things I no longer settle for is making myself small. That goes for all areas of my life. That's professionally. I'm not going to make myself small. That means even in my own independent life, I'm not making myself small for my birthday. So that's a big deal. That's a lot of growth. And it felt really sweet that I had a good enough connection that someone thought of me. And yes, she got me a gift. My love language is not gifts or receiving gifts, but I thought that was really sweet. And she wrote me a really nice card, which to me meant a lot, because she mentioned that the way I show up as my true self majority of the time, I say majority, she says 100% of the time, has influenced and encouraged her to do the same and to show up as herself. And the way she said that I have influenced her life has made her a better friend and a better human to herself. So that is a high honor to me, and I felt really wholesome about that, because a year ago I was not as connected, and there were moments and seasons of sadness with community, the lack thereof. Then my Kylie girl, she knows me and loves me, and so she got me these paper earrings. This is paper that someone hand folded, designed, all the things, and it's flowers. So that was really sweet. She sent it early, and she said, if you see something in the mail that you didn't order, don't open it yet until your birthday. And so I did really good, and I waited all the way until the day before my birthday, and then I opened this, so that was sweet. I've also gotten cards in the mail. That has also been lovely. And one of the true markers of community is that I decided this year, instead of Evan and I going off on a trip, that I wanted to spend my birthday with my game group, because to be honest, my game group is so special to me. We get to have lighthearted conversations. I've gotten to know them on more personal levels too, but my game group was really sweet. I'll go into some of the ahead of time. Every time we have a date set for games, the group chat always goes off and we're like, what are you bringing for food? What are you bringing for food? It was crickets, you guys. I knew that it was for my birthday. I was planning to do something. We're going to grill out. I love summertime grilling. That just feels exactly what you're supposed to do. Anyways, group chats, crickets, and then someone texted me separately and asked me my favorite dip, and I was like, this is suspicious. Do you guys have another chat? And then they're like, yes, we have another chat. Anyways, they showed up and they're dressed as me. So because I like the outdoors and the hiking and all that, it was really funny because they were wearing some hiking, they wore a hat, and one of them dressed up as Paddle Madison. So she had her swimsuit on, she had a waterproof phone case, she brought her paddleboard paddle, and that was just really cute and really sweet that the theme for dress up was dressing up as me. And one of them, who never wears a t-shirt, she was into t-shirt shorts, and that just made me laugh so hard because my classic outfit is going to be a t-shirt and jean shorts. And I'm comfy, I'll wear my tennis shoes. I don't have anyone to impress. That is me, Madison, 100%. Anyways, it was really sweet, really cool. And in addition to that, not only did they plan the food and all of that, dress like me, but they also did some gifts. And I don't think I've shown my group online, but they made a collage of some of our different parties and themes, and that was really, really sweet, and I love it. And then, of course, I'm a flower girl, so one of them got me these beautiful flowers, very cheery. And then what I also thought was very special is that they made me a cake, and my mom traditionally would make me a cake from scratch, and I'm not near my parents anymore, and one of the ladies made me a chocolate cake, and that was just really sweet. So I really appreciated that, and it's just very neat and heartwarming to reflect